Hello, and we are back with another Spirit Island video. This isn't a Dragon Ball Z video because I didn't go to the tournament today. And as much as I want to talk about the new expansion of Marvel Champions, I haven't got it yet. So, you know what I mean? I'm like, I've still got Spirit Island on the table. Let's just bust it out real fast. Now, as you can see from the title, we are at a disadvantage. And let me tell you why. So first off, when you're, first off, it's our adversary pick, right? So normally, the way it goes is like you pick what adversary you want to play against, and then you pick the spirit. Now, some spirits are strong against certain adversaries. It's just the way the game works. And vice versa, some spirits are weak to certain adversaries. They have a difficult time trying to create an advantage. And then we have the board. Some spirits have an amazing placement on the board where they can reach all areas. And other spirits are sort of not that lucky. And so I've given myself literally one of the worst boards for Towering Roots. Towering Roots of the Jungle. Giving myself the worst board because we start all the way back over here. And in order for me to get my Incarna from here to here, I need to stop placing presence over here. So we're going to actually have to waste our first turn. Well, not waste, but we're going to have to start maneuvering presence on the board so we can get into certain areas. So like we want to get to this jungle, which shouldn't be that hard, but we want to be a sacred site. And I need to move my Incarna over here as well, because we're going to use our Incarna to sort of handle the problems over here. Alright. This land, we're going to try to keep safe with Dahan and just let the Dahan counterattack. This land over here, I have no clue what I'm going to do about that land. That's going to be kind of rough. And now we also have some other problems too. Our spirit is a stall spirit, and so we don't have a way to destroy invaders. We have ways to stop blight. We can keep you from blighting up our board, but we don't really have a way to destroy invaders. And the way France work is that as soon as we have 7 towns on the board, we lose automatically. So it's sort of going to be a rush, and hopefully we get some good drafts to see how we can play around it. Because if we can get something that moves the Han around, we might be we can put ourselves in a really good position, because then we can use the Han to go into lands that we can't deal with. And, yeah. I think we're ready to get this board started. Honestly, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this, but I felt like this would be way more entertaining than, looking for, I know like it's the same board, but when I looked at the way Towering Roots set up, I was like, you know what, this might prove to be really interesting. Because we need to get some advantages. And we need to draft for some really, really good advantages. And if we don't find nothing good, we're going to be stuck. So, you know the rules. France level 6. That's what we're doing. And let's roll with our first explorer. So we will explore into the wetlands. And this is actually terrible. Because they're going to build a city here. And they're going to build a city here, and then when they build a city, they build a town as well. So we are already starting off in a terrible predicament. That's the worst explorer. If it was sands, mountains, or jungles, we would be safe. But because they went into the wetlands, we are really, really screwed. So, how do we want to start this off here? There are a few things we can do. So first off, we're going to grab a miner. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing about Towering Roots, right? So Towering Roots is an Incarna, and as you know, in Nature Incarnate, a lot of the new spirits have Incarnas, and some of the old spirits have them as well, where they move their presence around in order to do damage. So it counts as having like another presence on the board, and they can count as a presence, and they cannot count as a presence if you choose not to count them as one. So for example, if I had this Incarna over here, and these guys blighted the land, I could choose to not make my Incarna a presence, so I don't lose my Incarna. Alright? And like over here, I can choose to make my Incarna a presence, so it counts as a sacred site. And the way we work is we pretty much gather invaders into a land, and then we remove them. Now, the reason I want to get over here is because our coastal lands are going to be real annoying, so we want to protect those as best we can. We can protect the sands easily, and so can the mountains. These two lands are going to be tough to deal with, because I do have something I could do for this, but I'm pretty sure I want to spend more of my time over here. So let's just get started on it. First off, we're going to grab a miner. If we can get a Nature's Resilience, we will be golden. So please, game, give me Nature's Resilience. We get Quicken. Quicken is good. We can do things with Quicken. Disorienting Landscape is the elements, but it's not what we need. Light costs a light. We ain't playing that shit. And Nature's Resilience. Absorb Corruption. This is rough. Quicken has elements that we can use. Absorb Corruption is literally the perfect elements we need, but this is a defend 10. So all my problem lands that I really can't deal with, we can solve this quite easily. So we're actually going to pick up Quicken. That's going to do a lot of work for us. Now, what do we want to do here? Because we need to place presence, and then we need to move our Incarna somewhere. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move our presence here, and then we're going to replace our presence with our Incarna. Now, in this case, we can't add our presence back to the board because this counts as it being. This isn't like Sharp Fangs, where Sharp Fangs, if you remove one of your presence for a beast token, it's removed from the game. Our presence, when we replace it, we're just replacing it, so that helps us out a lot. And we're going to gain 1 energy, and then our growth option is, and because we went to the top, we gained an additional 2 energy, bringing us up to 3. So the goal is, right, I think what I want to play, we could go for 2 card plays, though. If we go for 2 card plays, then what I do is, we could do, I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for 2 card plays, so we get to 2 energy. Because we're going to play Boon of Resilient Power and Blooming Rocks and Trees. Excuse me. So Blooming Rock and Trees will let us put a Vitality token in this land, allowing us to protect it from Blight. And Boon of Resilient Power will allow us to add this presence to our land. That way we have a target for Quicken. And it also allows us to gain a major power. So, yeah. Let's get to it. Let's see what we get. Well, we can choose a minor power too, but alright. This is only going to cost us 1 energy. So let's get started with the turn. Now, everything's slow. We do have some gathers that we can use. So we need to think about where we want to use that at. Because we're at 2 plants, 1 earth, and 1. Okay, yeah. So there are things that we can do. So let's get started. Everything we got is slow, right? Moon, sun, 2 plants. Ooh, and we get to remove. Okay, things are great. Things are great. So we will explore. We're gonna go into the invader phase. So healthy island, nothing happens. Event, nothing happens. No fear. So they're going to build in the wetlands. So this is where it's rough. So they're going to build a city here, and they're going to build a city here. And then we have triangle trade. So when they make a city in a coastal land, they add a town to an adjacent land. So we're going to add a town over here, and we're going to pray that they don't go into our sands. Is it? Hold on. Let me just see something. With the fewest sound. So I actually could put that over here, and I think that's what I'm going to do. The reason I'm doing it this way is because we will, the reason I'm doing it this way is because we do have a disease token here, so I don't want to put it in lands where we're already going to have issues. Well, we might have issues, who knows. And then, yeah, we built into wetlands, we did triangle trade, and then we explore into the, oh, I'm sorry, does Persistent Explorer start, No, it's after the normal explore. Alright, so they're going to explore into the mountains, or sands, I'm sorry. This is okay, because we have 2 Dahan there, so that's easy to protect. And then, hopefully we get a nice beast event that sort of does something about that. And then we do persistent explorer, so after we explore, we add an explorer to a land without buildings. So we are going to add an explorer over here. This mountains is already bad, let's just keep it going. Next on our list is our slow stuff. So, we can, first off we're going to add a presence to one of our lands. And then we're going to choose to gain 1 more minor. And then we're going to start, after this, we're going to start looking for majors. So we got, we're going to use this. This is going to let us add a presence to one of our lands. And then we target ourselves, we gain a major power. Otherwise, target spirit gains a power card. Oh, so I actually have to gain a major. Never mind. Let's see what major we get. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, first on our list is Angry Bears. Good. It's okay, but it's not what I want. Solidify Echoes, on the other hand, it can allow us to put a defend 3, but this is just going to stall. So I don't know if we want that yet. Cast Down into the Briny Deep. If I could play this card and destroy my board, I would, but I can't. And then Talons of Lightning. All of these suck, so we're going to pick none of them. we're gonna pick lightnings and then we're just gonna forget it because all of these are not what I need. This is too expensive to play. This is way too expensive to play. This can help us stall, but we don't need this to help us stall. We can do it ourselves. This can get us damage, but it's slow and it's not what I need right now. So we're not gonna worry about that. Next on our list, we're gonna add a vitality token over here. So even if they blight, even though they will blight, they won't cause us no damage. Next on our list, we can gather 1 Dahan and gather up to 1 Explorer. So we're going to choose to gather up to 1 Explorer over here. And then we will use our effect to give us 1 fear and we can remove 1 town. Or Explorer, we're actually going to remove 1 town. And I think we should be good. Because we're going to do Entwine the Fates. This is going to be terrible for us. No, wait. So what are we going to do here? I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I really wanted to place ourselves over here. But again, you know, the game tells you what you can and can't do. If I could gather a Dahan into, like, here, that would be fine. I can't. I need to get my Incarnate out of here. Okay, so we are... Okay. So we're going to end our turn, and we will gain a minor. I know I said I was going to gain a major, but it's still too early. We can go for 2 more minor draws and see where we get. Spur on with words, not really what I want. Pact of the Joined Hunt. This could be played. We can play that. Unquenchable Flames. Nope. It's good, but it's not the elements I need. And Enticing Splendor. So, we can use... Okay, so hold up. We got something interesting here, right? We can use Enticing Splendor to just sort of empty out lands that are going to be troublesome. So, for example, here, we can use Enticing Splendor to gather an Explorer here. Because that's going to blight anyway, but that would clear up that entire land for us. Meaning I would only really have to focus on this land at the moment. And that would be real easy to do. However, Pact of the Joined Hunt could let me gather Dahan. And then I deal 1 damage per Dahan in that land present. We're going to get Enticing Splendor. I just feel I can make Enticing Splendor work. Because as long as I have presence on the board, we can use it in places. Like, we can use it to get ourselves ahead of the game here. So, what are we doing? We will then place a presence. I'm actually going to place a presence over here. Because I do have an answer for that land. we will gain 1 energy. Normally I would try to get to this 2 energy part, but I want to get to 3 card plays. This also gives us another sun. So we're going to play Enticing Splendor to sort of yank this Explorer out and put him over here. And then we're going to play Quicken, and we're going to defend 10 here. And I think that's going to be just fine. Yep, so we gain 1 energy, we pay 1 energy. And then we have Sun. We only have 1 plant. We don't have 2 yet. Yeah, I think going to 3 card plays is going to be good for us. Whether I can play it all or not is an entirely different story, but we won't reclaim. Okay, yeah, I think this will be fine. So we paid our 1 energy, and then I think we're ready. So we're going to use Enticing Splendor to gather 1 Explorer into there. We're going to defend 10 in this land, and when the Dahan deals damage, we're just going to let him kill the Explorers, and I think that's going to be just fine. So, yep. We also have Sun, Moon, Plant. 1 more plant would be fine, but it'll be okay. Next on our list, okay, Invader Phase. So, nothing happens. Event. What do we get? For the rest of this turn, ignore 1 strife on each invader. Don't care. Destroy 2 explorers among lands with beasts. I should have just left them there. I know I should have just left them there. When invaders ravage, if the land has Dahan, defend 2. Alright, so nothing happens. Ravage in the wetlands. Boom, boom, boom. We lose our vitality token. We don't lose our presence. They build in the sands, so they're going to build a town, and then they're going to replace 1 explorer with a town. And then they're going to explore into the mountains. Okay. Now, we need to get rid... We're going to get rid of 2 towns, so I'm not too worried about that. The only question is, where are we going to... Oh, and then we got Persistent Explorer. So we're going to put an Explorer right over here. And, yeah. I think that should be fine. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold up. Wait a minute. I did an oopsie. Because of my special rules, invaders can't be destroyed in my area. So that's actually really bad news because they got a bunch of explorers over there. But we'll figure something out. I'm not too worried about that. And then we can go into our slow phase. So we are in the mountains. We can gather and explore. What do we want to do here? We're going to use this land to gather 1 Dahan and 1 explorer. Because they can't do anything anyway. So I think that's fine. They're going to build, and I think we'll be okay. They'll try to destroy everything around them, but whatever. We'll be good. And, yeah. I think that should be it. Alright, and let's get started with the next phase. So, do I go 1 more minor? 1 more minor. This is what happens when you keep gambling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because right now, I can't play majors. I'm only making 1 energy per turn. So there's no point in me, like, getting a major. It just doesn't make sense. Minors, though, I can make minors with. So, Haunted by Primal Memories. That can be played. We might hold on to that. Gift of Living Energy. We might hold on to this, too. Elusive Ambushes. This one will give us a defend 4, so we can just defend that easily. We already have a defend 4. And Song of Sanctity. So here's the thing, right? If I get elusive ambushes, I only need... We can protect that land. Because there are some things I want to do. Again, I don't mind having the defense. But we need to destroy these 2 towns. Then we're going to get another 2 towns. And we need to remove things. So I think we're going to pick up elusive ambushes. There's a lot of good choices, but it never hurts for us, since we're just trying to stall out. It doesn't hurt us to, like, get more defense, especially a defend 4. Defend 4 is really strong. Because that defends this land, that defends this land, and we don't need like a sacred site or anything. We just need to be close enough to it. So we will put a presence over here. Do I need a sacred site? I'm going to play 3 cards. So the answer to that is going to be yeah. Because we're actually going to have a lot of elements to do a lot of things. I might even go for that plant unlock. Because having another plant would be amazing. Because then I can just stay at like 2 card plays and do things. However, we're going to be broke after this. And we're playing a lot of defense on the tape. We're putting a lot of defense down. So, oh, you know what we could do? Okay, I know what we do. Yeah. So let's see, what do we got? We got 2 suns. Good. 1 earth. So that means in 2 plants. 2 plants. So that means we can gather 1 Dahan, 1 explorer. And that also means that we can get rid of 1 explorer or 1 town. But we need a sacred site. So, okay, that will work out for us. Let's get to it. Bam. So we're going to use elusive ambushes, and we're going to deal 1 damage in this land. Oh, let me pay for my things first. I'm a broke boy. So we're going to deal 1 damage, so they only build 1 town. We're going to use Radiant and Hallowed Grove to earn 2 fear. And, because we're going to target this land, we're actually going to remove 1 explorer here and 1 explorer here. To sort of get that lowered. Oh, but I would need a presence there. So I think I'm going to have to actually take the blight here, and I'm just going to have to put my presence over here so we can defend 4. Yeah. And then we can talk about gathering more. Okay, I think that's what we're going to have to do here. Either that or we defend 4 there. What if we don't, there's a chance we could lose the game depending on how I play this. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to keep this explorer here. We're going to use elusive ambushes to do defend 4 here. And then we're just going to throw our defend 2 in this land as well for defend 6. That's all, because we're going to get 3 towns back. And the issue is next turn. But as long as I play Quicken, we'll be able to defend this. Probably destroy those explorers and see where we end up from there. Because I want to get my Incarna into this land. My Incarna not being here is being an absolute pain. So, that's the end of that. Let's get to it. Healthy Island. Event card is, we are on stage 1-2. Invaders do not ravage in land unless there are more invaders than the current terror level. So they won't ravage here. In each land with beasts, 1 damage per beast. Alright, they weren't going to ravage here anyway. In each land, push 1 Dahan per Badlands Disease to lands without Badlands Disease. Oh. I sort of want you to be there, though. Alright. Again, no, we haven't gotten any fear yet. So, this is going to be rough. They're going to ravage in the sands. So, we free up. We gain 1 fear card. And 1 fear over. They're going to build in the mountains. And then they're going to explore into the coastal lands. Ay, caramba. So I was worried this was going to happen. And I have every right to be. Because now we are we're probably in a really terrible position, to be honest with you. Because we're going to have a lot of towns being built next turn. But we did, oh yeah, Persistent Explorer. Where do we want to persistently explore into? Let's explore into the sand. Just go there. Alright. Now, what are we doing here? We can remove Explorer's Town because we do have a sacred site. So what we're going to do, we're going to gather 1 Dahan into here. We're going to gather 1 Explorer into here as well. And then we're going to use our effect to generate us 1 fear, and we're going to remove 1 explorer. So we are looking at a bunch of towns being built. Oh, but we're good. We've got answers. We've got answers. Okay, we've got answers. So we're not in a terrible position. We've got answers. So then, if that's the case, let's get started with our next phase. Hold up, let me just check the time. We got 6 minutes left. All right, so we can do probably one more turn. So we're gonna reclaim all, and now we're gonna start going from our top track. And we're going to come right over here. So we have, immediately we've got 2 energy, and we've got some answers. So we have Enticing Splendor. This is going to let us pull these 2 Dahan into here. Then we have Quicken. So we can defend 10 over there. So no matter what they do, we're safe. And then we have... Oh, we're going to have to play Elusive Ambushes over here so we can destroy a town. So the idea is we gather 2 Dahan into here. We're going to deal 6 damage, wiping out all the Explorers. Well, we can do 3 because, oh, there's a town here as well. It's a good thing we saw that. So we're going to get rid of the town and the Explorers. That way they only build 1 town. We're going to do Elusive Ambushes over here for defend 4 so we can get rid of a town. Then we're going to do Enticing Splendor to grab these 2 in. And I think that is going to be all she wrote for this turn. Now, we do have, again, we do have a few other defense cards, but I might be stuck in this reclaim loop. I might have to reclaim again, and I really don't want to. Because we've got to defend like 1, 2, 3. We got to defend a bunch of lands. Okay, I think that's it. So let's get to it. Defend 10 there. We're going to use this to gather up to 2 Dahan. We're going to use Elusive Ambushes here for defend 4. And we are golden. So, oh, we do have Slave Rebellion, right? Slave Rebellion should be out. Yes, Slave Rebellion. All right. So we can add 1 strife to a town. And invaders. Okay, so this, how does this work? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we do this right, we can actually just destroy everything. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to strife this town. And it's going to take 1 damage for every Dahan there. So they're going to destroy 1 town, giving us 1 fear. Turn that into a Dahan. And then we have 8 damage to their 7. So we're going to clear out this entire mountain this turn. And then we might not have to reclaim. So I think that's good for us. That's definitely good for us. It only matters if they go back into the wetlands. And then in another 3 turns, we're going to see our Slave Rebellion again. So our next event card is New Species Spread. 4 energy per play aided by Moon, 1 fear per player. On each board, add 1 beast to a land with town cities. How many moons are there? Okay, so now I really think we're going to reclaim. I wasn't trying to, but we're just going to reclaim. So we're going to discard these 2, and we're going to add a beast to a land with towns and cities. So we're going to put our beast token here. And we're going to get 1 fear, giving us our 2nd fear card. I'm not going to risk, like, normally when you see these elemental cards, you try to do the bottom option if you can. You don't want to go for that top one. You never go top. On half the boards, add 1 disease to a land with Dahan and invaders. Do 2 damage to Dahan there. So, I could do that here. If I do this here, we lose a Dahan, but they don't build. And I think that's really good. Because, no, I'm still going to have to reclaim next turn. So it don't even matter. Do it. Hold up. Wait a minute. Because that's going to be 1 town. That's going to be a town. I think actually putting that over there would be easier. Because here's the thing, right? Even though we're going to lose a Dahan, sadly, I don't want to lose my Dahan here, and I don't want to lose my Dahan there. Definitely not here. So I think it would be better for us to do that there. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all its lands gains 1 energy. Thank you, I am no longer broke. And then we get fear cards. So, yeah, that sucks. I was really hoping to use that Dahan. First fear card is skip all build actions and lands with cities. Ooh. Alright, so we don't get a town there. That's great. That never happens. Scapegoats. In each land with towns, destroy one explorer per town. Alright, so this is actually kind of okay for us, actually. Yeah, it's kind of okay for us. So they're going to ravage in the mountains, and we're going to deal 6 damage here. So we're going to do 3, 6, generating us 2 fear. And they're not going to do anything. So we're in a great position, actually. Then they're going to build in the coastal lands. So they're going to go 1 town. They're going to skip all build actions with cities, and then we lose this disease. And then they're going to explore into the mountains with escal. Oh wait, I'm sorry. 1 more fear because we destroyed another town. And then they're going to explore into the mountains with escalation. So either I add a town, or we're actually just going to add a town. We're going to add a town here. Because they're going to explore into the mountains anyway, so we needed to defend that. So I'm sorry. So first off, they explore, and then they choose to add a town. And that's how that works out. That's fine. What am I going to do here? Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out. Alright, and then we're going to advance invader cards, and we got to do persistent explorers. So they will persistently explore up my behind. Let's see, 3. Right there is where they're going to go. Alright, and then it's slow stuff. So we have 1 plant. Oh, we're not doing a lot of things here. We can gather 1 Dahan here. Here's the thing. I don't really want to take, no, we don't need you here. We can gather up to 1 Dahan though. So we're going to choose, we would need a sacred site. So there's actually nowhere that we can actually use this. So we're actually going to keep things the same. And we're going to go on to our next turn. So again, I wasn't trying to reclaim. Looks like I am though, and it's okay. It's a hard knock life. So we're gonna reclaim, and we're gonna add a presence at range 0. Now here's the thing: we actually have a really good choice here. So we're going to reclaim. Do I go here, or do I get this second plant? I think I get this second plant, actually. The reason we're going to get this second plant is so that way I can start gathering explorers all the time and start removing things. So we're going to gain 2 energy. Getting that earth would be nice often, but then we're going to be at 4 card plays, so this is going to be weird. We have 3 energy. So we're going to use Enticing Splendor to gather this town into here. And then we're going to use Quicken to defend 10 there. And we're going to use Entwines the Fate to protect this land. So that will be defend 4. And again, the reason I'm moving all these dudes into here is because of 2, 4, 6. Is because they're going to go, they literally went mountain, coastal land, mountain. So this thing is getting attacked 3 times, and unless I figure out a way to remove an explorer, which just isn't happening right now. Not without, it just isn't happening right now. So we will go, we're probably going to do 1 more reclaim, but I think this will be fine for right now. Because I do have a lot of things. I do have a lot of things available, so I ain't too worried about it. We're not almost at Terror level 2, so that sucks. Because once I get to Terror level 2, then we can start removing towns with this card. So that's going to be great news for us. So let's get started. So we're going to use Enticing Splendor to pull this town into this land. We're going to defend 10 here. We're going to use Entwines the Fate in this land. And yeah, I think that is it. Oh, we'll actually be at the second level, so we can remove 2 towns and gain a bunch of fear and stuff. So this will be good for us. Alright, event tile. Let's see what we get. Bam. Visions out of time. Add 1 omen token to the land without omens that has the most invaders. Huh. This is actually really interesting here. For the sake of this one, I don't have a omen token on me right now. So I'm just going to use a quake token. And we're going to target this land. So after the ravage step next turn, invaders are going to ravage. And I'm going to gain 2 fear. And invaders are going to ravage. And then we remove that omen token. In each land with beast, 1 damage per beast. Lands with Dahan have defend 2. And lands with towns, cities, and no Dahan, ravage actions deal +1 damage. Alright. Well, it's a good thing we're defending 4 here. We don't have our fear card. So let's get started on the ravage. They ravage here. Nothing happens. We have defend 4. And they're going to deal... We're going to deal 6 damage. Destroying 2 towns and 2 explorers. Earning us 1... to fear, and then they're going to build in the mountains. So this is kind of rough. That's not as bad, but this is really rough. And then they're going to explore into the jungles with escalation. So again, taking a blight here is, I haven't taken any blight yet, so we can just lose that mountain. I'd hate to lose that Dahan, but let's see, what do we do? Do we take a blight there? Oh no. I don't know what we do here. We can add a town here because we're gonna get rid of those 2 explorers, and then we do persistent explorer. So we're gonna throw them over here, and then it is our time to shine. So it's time for our slow stuff. We advance invader cards and we go to our slow stuff. So we do have 3 plants, 2 suns, and 1 moon. So we can remove 2 things. 3 plants, 1 earth, 2 suns. So we can gather a whole bunch of things over here. We can gather everything out of here into this land. I don't think we should, though. I think I should just let the blight happen there, because we've already had our mountains, so that's fine. I think we do want to gather over here, so we're going to go gather those 2. And then we're going to remove this town and explorer, generating us 2 fear. And I think that is going to be it for this turn and this video. Yeah, you know, guys, I got to leave y'all on that cliffhanger. Ooh, what are we at, 38 minutes? I'm sorry. I should have ended. I know I should have ended a turn later, but sometimes you just get engrossed in this game. But that is going to be it for this turn and this video. And look forward to the next one where we decide whether we want to reclaim or not. Other than that, I hope you've been entertained, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.